boom! Your water breaks at 2 in the morning, and the first thing you ask your partner to grab is that perfectly curated hospital bag you spent weeks assembling. Only for both of you to realize that the Instagram-worthy newborn outfits and monogrammed blankets are completely useless when you're already in the middle of transition contractions. Here's the truth you should know if this is your first time, and be sure to save this video for another mother-to-be who might be in her 40 weeks of pregnancy, and of course for your partner as well, to be educated on the things that matter when packing your hospital bag essentials. The hospital bag checklist you actually need has nothing to do with aesthetics, but everything to do with surviving the most physically demanding marathon of your life. Let me be clear. I'm not here to shame anyone's packing choices. At least it's your choice. And be sure to choose correctly. If that lavender-scented eye mask brings you comfort, pack it. But here's what I need you to understand. After speaking with labor and delivery nurses across the country and reviewing guidelines from ACOG, the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, I realized that what actually matters for every first-time mom during this contraction is the needs, not the emotional comfort. That's why we need to talk about what actually matters when you're 6 centimeters dilated and your entire body feels like it's running a fever. Could you imagine yourself in such a transition? Trust me, you would do everything and anything to avoid any mistakes that could affect you. The Pinterest perfect hospital bag videos, they're selling you a fantasy. Don't get it twisted. Those adorable going home outfits for baby? Your newborn will wear hospital-provided clothing for at least 24 hours while being monitored. That matching robe and slippers set? Oh dear, you'll be in a hospital gown with compression socks for most of your stay. So the slippers you packed, or if you were planning to, it won't count. And I say this with love, because I want you to feel prepared, not photogenic. So, let's rebuild this list from the basics to the top, starting with what your body will actually demand during active labor. Think of labor as running a marathon you never trained for, except you can't stop for water breaks, and every muscle in your core is working overtime. The Mayo Clinic notes that active labor can last anywhere from 4 to 8 hours for first-time mothers, and sometimes longer. Note that. Your body is burning through energy and fluids at an incredible rate, and plain water simply won't cut it. Here's what you need instead. Electrolyte packets. Not the sugary sports drinks that might make you nauseated, but pure electrolyte powder you can mix into water. Brands like Liquid IV or LMNT provide sodium, potassium, and magnesium, the 3 minerals you're losing through sweat and exertion. Labor and delivery nurses I've interviewed specifically recommend keeping 2 to 3 packets in your bag because hospital ice chips alone won't prevent dehydration during transition. And about food. Hospitals in the United States have started allowing light snacks during labor, moving away from the old NPO rule, which is nothing by mouth in medical terms. The Royal College of Midwives in the UK has long supported eating during labor, noting that it doesn't increase complications for low-risk pregnancies. Pack high-protein, mess-free options like nut butter packets, string cheese, or protein bars. Avoid anything with strong smells that might trigger nausea. Trust me, your roommate will appreciate that you did. But here's the thing nobody warns you about. Hospital air is incredibly dry, like very dry, and the breathing techniques you learned in childbirth class will leave your mouth feeling like sandpaper. Pack lip balm, the very thick, waxy kind that actually creates a barrier. And if you're allowed, bring a reusable straw cup so you can sip water between contractions without having to lift your head. That's so important to note because sometimes it could be challenging and it wouldn't be comfortable at the time. Wait, before we go further, let me ask you something more challenging. Have you ever tried to check your contraction tracking app while lying in a hospital bed that's positioned 3 feet from the nearest outlet? No, right? Well, I have, and it's maddening. Standard phone charging cables are 6 feet at most. Hospital beds are rarely near convenient power sources. And when you're trying to time contractions, communicate with your birth team, or just distract yourself with music during early labor, a dead phone is the last thing you need. Pack a 10-foot charging cable, or better yet, a 12-foot one. This isn't about being online. It's about having access to the tools that help you feel in control when everything else feels chaotic. And speaking of control, let's talk about your feet. The floors in labor and delivery units are designed for easy cleaning, which means they're slippery. You'll be walking during labor to help the baby descend, you'll be shifting positions, and you'll likely need to walk to the bathroom more times than you can count. Hospital-provided socks with those little grip dots, they could sometimes be dangerous during a serious traction. What you actually need are athletic socks with serious traction, the kind with rubberized grips across the entire sole. Think yoga socks or bar socks. The difference between slipping and staying stable when a contraction hits while you're standing can determine whether you feel safe moving around. Now, let's address the temperature situation. 1 minute, you're shivering under blankets. The next, you're convinced that someone increased the heat to 90 degrees. These sudden hot flashes during pushing are caused by the intense physical exertion, combined with hormonal surges, and they're completely normal, according to NHS guidelines on labor management. But normal doesn't mean comfortable. Pack a small portable fan, the kind that clips onto your bed rail or that your partner can hold near your face. Or bring cooling towels, those athletic towels that stay cold when dampened. Labor and delivery rooms do have temperature controls, but adjusting the room for your comfort can make your partner and birth team feel cold. A personal cooling tool gives you relief without making everyone else miserable. Here's where the conversation gets exciting, and I mean really exciting. The postpartum recovery period is physically demanding in ways that aesthetic hospital bag videos conveniently skip over. The mesh underwear hospitals provide is functional, but it's not supportive. Ponder on that tip deeply. After you've just pushed out a human being, you want something that holds postpartum pads securely in place and doesn't shift every time you stand up. High-waisted disposable underwear designed specifically for postpartum recovery from brands like Frida Mom or Always Discreet provides better coverage and absorbency than hospital mesh. The ACOG recommends preparing for heavy bleeding in the first 24 hours after delivery, which means you want products that can handle significant flow without leaking or requiring constant changes while you're trying to rest. And about perineal care. Whether you have a vaginal delivery or a cesarean, the perineal area needs serious attention. Hospital ice packs help, but they're bulky and awkward. Bring your own perineal cooling pads, the kind that fit discreetly in your underwear and provide targeted cold therapy. Some brands offer witch hazel infused versions that reduce swelling and provide natural pain relief. Prepare for the fact that sitting will be uncomfortable for several days. This is where those cooling products become non-negotiable. For clothing, forget the cute matching set you saw on Instagram. You need oversized, dark-colored shirts and high-waisted pants or shorts that won't irritate your abdomen while accommodating belly monitors and IV lines. Black or navy clothing hides any unexpected leaks during those first postpartum days. Cotton or bamboo fabrics breathe better than synthetic materials and won't trap heat when you're experiencing night sweats from hormonal changes. Let me share something very important that experienced mothers do and know. First, the way you pack your hospital bag matters almost as much as what you pack. Use a tiered system. Think of it like this. The items you need during labor should be placed in an accessible outer pocket or on the top. That's your electrolyte packets, charging cable, socks, snacks, and cooling tools. The items you need immediately after delivery should be placed in the middle layer, including your postpartum underwear, perineal cooling pads, and oversized clothing. The items you need for going home are listed at the bottom. That includes your regular clothes, baby's car seat, and discharge paperwork. And yes, about that car seat, many hospitals won't let you leave without verifying it's properly installed. Have your partner or support person install it before you go into labor. Trust me, you don't want to be fumbling with latch systems while recovering from delivery. All right, pay attention to this one. Here's your final checklist to screenshot or save. 1. Electrolyte packets and high-protein snacks for sustained energy. 2. A 10-foot charging cable to maintain connection and control. 3. High-grip athletic socks for safe movement during labor. 4. A portable fan or cooling towels for temperature regulation. 5. Postpartum specific absorbent underwear for better recovery support. 6. Perineal cooling pads for immediate relief. And 7. Oversized, dark-colored clothing for comfort and practicality. Join the conversation below, share your thoughts or experiences, and hit subscribe to never miss the expert tips that make parenthood easier and happier. Remember, the goal isn't to pack for a photo opportunity. The goal is to pack for your experience. The sweaty, powerful, transformative reality of bringing your baby, whom you have been longing to meet and touch and to carry with your hands, into this beautiful world. You deserve to feel supported, comfortable, and prepared for what's really ahead. If this video helped you today, please like and share it with another mama-to-be. Don't forget to subscribe and join our global community of conscious parents.